I started recording again. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah, let's start. Let's start again, guys. So this part is going to be a little bit more practical, and I will show you just how to create a collection of videos from TikTok. If you see this, it's good.
Yeah.
Because so just a quick overview of, and this is kind of helpful for you in a broader sense, I think. In any case, if you want to collect videos from the web or any platform, it's a good exercise to think about which kind of data or affordances or how the platform shape the content it presents to you in order to think about which kind of data you can extract from each platform. So in the case of TikTok, you see this is a TikTok on desktop, like from the browser. And I outlined here different elements that represent, can be, let's say, datafied, that are datafied by the platform. The main one, of course, is the video itself. So the media people upload on the platform. And on this side, you have all the, let's say, metadata that goes along with the video, which is kind of the data you are allowed to see and also then to collect this week on the platform. At the top, you see you have the author, so who posted this video, the date of the post, something you also can collect, the caption and the hashtags. So some people write some text and add some hashtags, and how content is networked online. TikTok, there are some specific things that are native or particular to a specific platform. Hashtags, of course, are everywhere. You can see Instagram, Twitter, and so on. But sound, in this case, is quite specific to TikTok. And it's also something you can collect. You have number of likes, number of comments. You also have most liked comments below, like how people comment on the post and which are the most engaging comments. We will not go into the how to collect comments from the video this week, but it's something good to keep in mind. And so now I will show you two different tools, and this is the kind of a tool set we will work with this week. Both of these tools work on Firefox only, so if you haven't done it yet, you will need to download Firefox. And the first one is Seeschauer. Sorry for the pronunciation. And it's an add-on of a browser that allows you to record what's happening on screen while you are browsing TikTok and collect data while you're browsing. And the second one is Forecast, which is kind of a suite of a software suite built by researchers at UVA, the Digital Method Initiative, that allows you to import what you recorded from this tool and analyze it online with the interface. And I will give you an overview in a bit. There is also quite a super well done worksheet written by the media studies at the UVA on how to do this. Have a look. I try to dump as much material as possible for you, so you can, if you want, if you are excited about, you can browse it. So forecast. Well, I will show you in a bit. I will in Google Slides. I added all the steps you need to take in order to perform this capture, and I will give you a live demo in a bit. One of the first thing you need to do is to create an account for Forecast, and in the Google Doc that you find in the Teams channel, you will see 10 combination of username and passwords that I created for you. The idea is you can either decide to work in, I think in duos, makes sense, or alone in these 2 weeks, as you prefer. And we have these 10 accounts that you can use, maybe coordinate between you and select one. So this is the first thing to do practically. And well, just an introduction to Spacehammer as an add-on is yeah, again, a browser extension that monitors what's happening on your screen, and basically collects data on the go while you're browsing. So it's quite easy to use. It runs in the background, and I will explain how to set it up in a bit. Now we will work with TikTok, but it's kind of, they're building on it. So first was only for TikTok and Instagram. Now we can also collect data from LinkedIn and Parler. And yeah, it's a way to collect data while you browse TikTok and connect then this data to the Forecast server and your account that you created. So it's a super easy way in. And here I added some steps that you need to take. I will now switch to the live mode because I think it's more clear. So let's say that you are logged in your Forecast account. Then what you need to do is to well, once you installed Spacehammer, you will have this as any add-on on Firefox. You have a small icon here that you can click, and it will open this kind of window. So now I already used it, but I can. You will see something like this. The first thing you have to do is to activate the TikTok function. So this will tell Spacehammer, okay, I want you to start recording what is happening while I scroll TikTok. And once you do that on Firefox, again, remember to use it on Firefox. You just need to open TikTok on your browser and start querying it with a keyword of your choice, depending on your question. In this case, I selected agriculture. Oh, no, I did it too much, so it thinks I am a machine. And the important thing, that there are two important things to remember. One is to go on videos, the videos tab, and not on the top tab, because this hammer only capture what's happening, what you see on the videos tab. And the second one, which I didn't do for in this case, would be to create a research account. So of course, we know TikTok algorithm is very good to show content that you want to see. Yeah, one good practice, well, depends, but generally one good practice when you start scraping data from social media is to create a clean research account that is not affected by your own, let's say, browsing history. And once you did that, you can log in with your research account, query TikTok, and go to the video section and just scroll down. And you see here that it will start recording the numbers of videos that you scrolled up until then. And I tried with the auto scroller, but it doesn't really work with this load more button. So my advice is to spend 2 minutes. It's kind of mindful. Just go down and reach, I would say, between 300 and 500 videos. That's more than enough for this week. It will not, it seems a lot, but it will not take too much. So you see, I spent like a few seconds here and I'm already at 150. So it's fine. Once you reach the number of video you want to collect, you have to paste here this URL, which is the URL of the Forecast server that we have set up for the Visual Methodologies Collective. And it's important to remember that you first need to log in. So you just go with this URL that is also present in the doc that I share with you. You go to the page and you will not see this page, but you will see something like this. I'm already logged in, but as with my email. But if you open it for the first time, it will ask you, okay, log in, and you use the credential in the document. So once you're logged in, you can start browsing, and you paste here the URL of your account, and then you press to forecast, and it's pretty fast. It will basically tell the camera, okay, send everything you collected, all the metadata, videos, and so on, to this server. And then once uploaded, once the upload is completed, you can click on view dataset here, and it will open this window on Forecast automatically, where you have an overview of your dataset at the top. And when it's created, how many videos you captured, and then already here you can start doing some stuff. For example, you can quickly preview how it look like, and it will show you these kind of spreadsheets that you can also download afterwards. And it shows you all the data that collected from TikTok. So you see every row in this spreadsheet is a video that you collected, and in the order of how you browsed it on TikTok. So the first videos you saw at the top of TikTok will also be the first one you see here. Nobody knows really how TikTok organizes the top content that you see, but mostly it's more like, say, most shared and liked videos and most recent one, a combination of the two, but we don't really know. But the model is maintained, so this is something you know. And I have a different data points here. So you have the author of each video, the author ID, which is a unique numeric number that identifies it, how many followers have the author at the time of your collection, the caption, so the text that goes along with video, the timestamp, so the date, video, the music name, and other things. You have the video URL that you can use to download directly the video if you want. The TikTok URL, which is the direct link to the post. The thumbnail URL, which is the link that shows you only the thumbnail of the video, which is something we will use later for the image grid. And then number of likes, comments, shares, number of plays, hashtags. So you have quite some data that you can work with. And it's yeah, it's a pretty fast way to create this collection, let's say. So you can have an overview of what does it look like here. And then I will show you then how to spend time on this forecast interface to spend time with your data. So to kind of see your data set from different angles and see what's in there and so on. One first thing you can do is to download the spreadsheet. It should yeah, download the CSV that we will then open again in the Google spreadsheet. And I will give you now an overview of how this look like. So OrCAD has a lot of processor that sounds very complicated, but you don't have to worry. You don't have to use all of them. I will just show you a few of them that may be helpful for this exploration this week. But just know that there are a bunch of stuff you can do with it, and you are free to explore. If you go to the bottom of this, you can also download all the images, which is something I suggest you to do right away once you downloaded, you capture the data set, because TikTok doesn't really want to get scraped. So the URLs of the images and the thumbnails and the videos are expiring after 2 hours, and they don't work anymore. So if you later on, if we want to create an image grid, you need to have a folder of images. And my suggestion is to download the images as soon as you get the data in the forecast to avoid them getting expired. And to do so, you just click on this operation, and you set the number of images you want to download. I would say if you download 500 videos, set it to 500. And here you have to select the column where the image URL are, so thumbnail URL. And you leave this unchecked because there is only one thumbnail per video, so you don't need to check it. And you just run it, and it will try to collect. Now we queried for 150 videos, so it will take a while. Do other stuff in the meantime while it works. But this is the first thing I will suggest you to do. Just get all the images as soon as possible. So now maybe I will show you a couple of things you can do here to just get a sense of maybe the text and the hashtags that you have in your collection, which is a good way also to see which kind of languages is used on TikTok for a specific topic, like, for example, agriculture, or let's say exploring how people use hashtags on TikTok is useful for you to also find a better query for what you want to find. Because maybe the word you use is not the one most used on TikTok. So you can do that with two approaches. One is creating a word cloud with all the caption of the post that you have. And you have this function here which is called merge text, that merges or collects all the text in the caption column in your data set. So you click here, you can remove URLs in the text or numbers as you prefer, convert text to lowercase. And if you run it, it's very quick. You can click on this and you have this wall of text. So all you see here are all the caption of the videos combined in one big text. And a very quick way to explore this is to copy everything and use a word cloud generator. I don't know if you are familiar with word clouds at all. It's a pretty easy way to see which are the most frequent words in a text. And there are a lot online. I can show you a couple. One is word wanderer. So you paste your text here and you wander. And it will show you a quick overview of the most used words in your collection. And this already gives you an idea of what's in there, right? So we search for agriculture, the most used word. Well, I removed agriculture because it's obvious. And I did that by clicking on options and, well, remove stop words in English, but also you can add your own. I removed this one. The next one is farming, farm life. There is For You page and For You page, which is kind of a way for getting the most popular videos up on the For You page on TikTok. You can also remove that, filter it out if you want to give more space to other more interesting words. Example, you see this. And then here you can kind of start to see, which kind of flavor that your collection has. So you see a lot of farming, farm life, farm talk, farmer. There is a tractor, very prominent. So probably technology and how people harvest the land is maybe prominent in this collection. There is a vertical farming, tower garden. So maybe this is kind of something that has to do with how to garden in the city. There is something agronomia, agronoma. So there is also probably this is because my account is in Italian, so he knows I'm Italian, and it shows me more, let's say, language-based content. And you have hydroponics, horticulture, and so on. You also have Salon dell'Agricoltura, which is maybe an event, probably, which is happening now. And already this gives you hints on how to also enrich your data set. So we started with agriculture. Maybe by doing this, you say, maybe it would be interesting to only focus on, vertical farming because I see it's prominent, or maybe combine agriculture with farming and collect more videos and create a unique data set with different keywords. And it's kind of a way to find also better words that defines your topic, or how your topic is defined in TikTok by the users with different words. So Word Wanderer is one. It's quite easy to use. It shows you also the relations between words in context. So if you click on one word, it will show you here the original posts where the word is located. So it gives you a bit more of context. But here is a bit. It tries to show you the words that are related to this. So the more close one word is, it means that the more posts they appear together. But there are many tag word cloud generators online for free. So there is this one you can also use. Oh, this is Dutch. Depending on which stop phrases you need. For example, tag crowd. The maybe useful things here is that you can set up the maximum number of words to show. Can be a bit easier to read than Word Wanderer. Which shows you, yeah, you cannot set it up, so it's kind of a wall of text, but this is up to you. It's kind of a way, again, to spend time with your data set. So it's a visualization technique, not to communicate insights or findings, but for yourself, to make the process of research circular. So you start from your research question, you explore your data set, and maybe you want to go back to your research question again because you find a more interesting thing to explore and you want to reformulate it. This is kind of a really important thing to keep in mind, that it's not a linear process as in the design. So it's always coming back and forth with these techniques. So this is one. You can also focus on hashtags only, and then there is an action here that you can do. I think it's count values under post metrics. So basically, this allows you to count, in our case, how many times the hashtags are used, and you can see which are the most popular hashtags. So it's kind of a word cloud, but only focusing on hashtags, and it gives you back a list. So you need to select the column that contains hashtags in your data set, which should be hashtags. This one. Then this should be clicked because hashtags are in one column separated by a comma, and you can check it up. If you're not sure, you can always go back to preview. You look for the hashtag column, and you see that actually they are separated by comma here. So you check this, and then you extract column from, and you leave it use column value, and count values per, you can count it by month or year, but you can also give it an overall overview. And this is the number of hashtag or top hashtags that it will show. So you can say, okay, I want to know which are the most frequent top 50 hashtags in my data set, or, and this is again overall. Hashtag should already be lowercase, but leave it clicked this option anyway. So I think if you run it and then you preview it, you have something like this, which is a list in this case, which is maybe easier to read than a word cloud because it's already arranges the values in order of frequency. And here you have the number of posts this hashtag appears in. So this is pretty straightforward. So you have, you know, agriculture, of course, it's our query. And then the one you also see on the word cloud, farm life, farming, agro. Here, I don't know, agricultura, rural, country life, farm boy. So this is also farm girl. This is also, you know, another way to see which not only what is popular around this topic, but also to fish out possibly interesting keywords. So New Holland and so on. And yeah, this is of course are all tools for you to spend time with the data set and get a better sense, but also are some elements that you might also want to use in the collage later on, or, you know, some words that you may want to keep. You don't have to decide right now, but that's good to mention. And how are we doing by time? Do we have already 40 minutes left, right?
Mhm.
So maybe I can show you another thing. Have you ever worked with network visualization before? No. Okay, it's a way, in this case, to show which kind of hashtags are frequently used together in the collection, and to define a cluster of hashtags. And it's kind of a way to, yeah, find different subtopics in your collection. And so there is this module that's called custom network here. And if you select, in this case, hashtags, because we want to see a combination of hashtags, so how hashtags are used together by the users. And you run it. We'll just quickly show you. Oh, wait, something's wrong. Let's try it again. Yeah. I forgot to split the column values by comma again, because hashtags are in the same column. And well, we can also do this. Let's see if it works. Yeah. So now it created a network that looks like a furball now. But you can use this interface to kind of quickly explore how it looks like. We'll just quickly set it up and then I'll walk you through, just to show you maybe the why would you like to do that. So this is kind of a network visualization of how hashtags are used together in the collection. So you see, of course, agriculture in the middle is most used, it's connected to everything, but it's a way to explore different subtopics in your collection in a visual way. In our case, in this case, we only have 200 videos, so there are not a lot to do this properly. But for example, here you see probably some posts about hydroponics or aeroponics, tower farms, tower gardens. So all these concepts are connected together in the collection. So you might find maybe a couple of videos connecting these concepts. And you can just spend some time here to explore a little bit what's in there. You don't need to do this. It's not mandatory. I just wanted to show you this other technique for you to know as a different way in to your data set. This is farmer and so on. And this is this kind of really complicated options here. You don't need to worry about. This is kind of an algorithm that tries to spatialize the network to make it readable, making that are more connected together, closer in space. We created a space around. But you can experiment with it, and if you have any questions in the next days, I'm happy to help. So that was it about Forecat. You don't need to do anything else, in my opinion, in this week about just hashtag text, download the CSV and the images, and that's enough. But feel free to check the other thing out. It's just a tool that is growing over time because they are working on it. So I think it's useful if you want to do this type of research to familiarize yourself with this type of tools. And now in the last part, I will just maybe show you quickly how to work with Google Spreadsheet. So you are all set for the week to work on your own. Basically, have you ever worked with Google Spreadsheet? Yeah, okay, so you're familiar how to import a CSV in it, basically from Forecat. Here, you can download the comma-separated value document, and you can use that to import. You can import that in the Google Spreadsheet. And I did this, so you can do file import. On the slide deck, you have all the steps to do this, but for now I have already imported it. And here you see basically what we saw in the preview on Forecat. So every row is a video, and you have all the metadata that you can explore. And yeah, I just wanted to show you maybe three main actions that are quite useful when working with spreadsheets. So the first one is sorting your data. And well, probably you already know, if you already work with it, you can create filters. You select with Command A all the spreadsheet, and you click on this filter icon, and this allows you to sort the data set according to certain columns. And again, what you see here, basically this order is the order of the videos as they appear on TikTok. So you may want to leave it as it is to say, okay, this is what TikTok shows me when I query my keyword. So these are the videos that the user first see. Maybe that's also relevant for your research. But maybe you want to focus on something else. For example, you just want to say, okay, I just want to sort videos by number of plays, so that videos with more number of plays are on the top, and I will start analyzing that. And when you have already a data set with 300 to 500 videos, this is crucial, especially when you want to do visualization. So it's kind of you need to sample, to take part of your data set and to focus on that for your analysis. I'm not asking you to watch 500 videos of TikTok, even if it's addictive, but this is a quick way to say, okay, I will sort my collection with number of plays or number of likes, as you prefer. And then I will only look at the top 20 or top 25 videos and see what's in there. And that's already let's say a criteria on how to do this. The second thing, which is quite useful, is filtering. So we saw different, maybe interesting keywords in the word cloud, and for example, tractor, and you want to see, okay, I just want to see all the videos in the collection that mention tractor or a specific word. And you can do that easily by clicking on, so selecting one column that contains hashtag or the caption. You can use either of the two. Clicking on this triangle here, clicking on filter by condition, and text contains, and then you can type here any word you want, for example, tractor, and this will filter all the videos containing the word tractor. So it's also a quick way to sample your data set, and you can combine the two. Of course, you can filter and then sort by number of plays or number of likes, and automatically you have a sub collection of videos only about tractors, or probably that mention tractor, and ordered by the most engaging ones to the list. And this is kind of I would say one of the two main actions you would always do with a Google spreadsheet when you spend time with your data. And the third thing, which is, in my opinion, quite useful to also visually explore the spreadsheet, is this formula. I don't know if you see here. Basically, I created a new column, and in this column, I use this formula here at the top. I don't know if you see it, which is equal image, and then I inserted the link in this cell. I will do it again for you. Second. We'll do everything again. So you create a new column to the right where the thumbnail URL is. So it's a link that contains the image of the thumbnail for your video. You can call this column image. And then you type equal image, and this is a formula. And then it opens a bracket, and then you have to click on the cell that contains the link with to the image, and close bracket. This will automatically preview in your spreadsheet the first image of the video. And if you double click here on the blue square, it will copy down the formula to all the other cells. And this is kind of a quick way to have a visual overview of the videos without clicking on them. Of course, this is much more useful when you work with Instagram images and still images. Now we have only the thumbnail. But in this case, I would suggest you to look at the videos when you have created your subset. And by clicking on the TikTok URL. But then if you resize the rows here, as I did for everything. Oh, jeez. Sorry. Oops. It will allow you to have a bigger images that you can actually see. So now we filtered the most viewed videos in our collection mentioning the word tractor. And here you have a preview of how they look like. And yeah, you can kind of use this spreadsheet as your playground for this week to spend some time with your data set and create new ones. Go back to your research question, and maybe also you can add columns with your notes or annotations or insights. And kind of this will set up the stage for phase 2 next week on how to create your visualization and how to convey your insights through visualization, like through the 3 methods that I showed you. So I will stop now with the talking. And yeah, it's a lot of information, I know, but I think you have time, and I will be there for you online and spiritually if you need it. I think the things I showed you might be also helpful for you if you want to, do research on your own in the future with the topic you're interested in, with different social media, but the approach is kind of the same mindset. So yeah, I will stop now. If you have any question, yeah. So the credentials are open, and I think you might want to figure out the groups first, and then highlight in the document the credential you want to use, or just talk to each other and say, okay, I will take one, or add your name in a comment.
Yeah, what we also can do is in the Teams chat, I'll just like make a post or something, and then you can just claim the credential. Then it's also like in one place, so that you go back. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one question online from Adelina. Adelina, I think we should be able to hear you, so you can go ahead and ask your question.
How can I install ForCat? It gives me a lot of trouble and I really don't understand how to install it.
So ForCat, you don't need to install ForCat on your computer because you can use it directly in the browser. The only thing you need to do is to log in with the credential that we will give you shortly. And you do that by pasting in your Firefox browser. Remember to use Firefox because it will not work on other browser. Open ForCat with the link that it's included in this in the slide deck on page sorry, on the Google Doc. You can find it. I will show you where. At the bottom. Yeah, so at the bottom, right above the credentials, there is a link to the ForCat server. If you click on there on Firefox, you should be able to open it and then log in with the credentials.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any troubles again, we can check it out later. So I will also be available on Teams for a quick check-in. Okay.
Yeah, there's another question online from Annalena, and Annalena asks if the credentials have an expiry date.
I don't think so. So I used this the same credential in the workshop last month. So they should work. If they don't work, I will just create new ones tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, keep in mind that if you have any technical issues, you can always reach out. We have the tech support session on Thursday as well. But even beforehand, you know how to reach me, you know how to reach Carlo. So just reach out if there are any issues.
Yeah. I think now, like, you can also start thinking about things you are interested with around this topic, you know. There are really a lot of approaches you can go about. You can go more on a political road, and you know there is a farmer protest here in the Netherlands going on since years. You can maybe want to look at that, or you can maybe look at more interspecies approach and see, okay, I want to know how different animals or plants are showcased on TikTok, which kind of ways. So is it only about harvesting them and using nature as a source of nutrition, or are there other voices in the platform? Yeah, I would spend just some time to explore and pick what you're interested with, because I think if you pick a topic or a subtopic that you're interested with, it's also more fun these 2 weeks to spend time with it. And the boundaries here are blurred on purpose. So, you know, aquaculture, agriculture, food, you can take a lot of approach. In our program, we have a focus on sea and ocean. I haven't made it mandatory for this workshop, but of course, we are more than welcome to go that road. But it's not mandatory, so. What else?
Do we have for next week to already start on the project?
So sorry, do it again.
Do we have to start the project until next week?
The projects, this project starts today, so you have from today to next week, which is next Wednesday, time to do the steps that I showed you today. So try to think about your research question or your personal approach, explore TikTok and try to find a good keyword, like a good query to collect data that relates to your question, and then decide on which kind of analytical framework you want to adopt to analyze your data set, and just spend time with your data set creating, you know, the things I showed you, like the word clouds or focusing on hashtags or just watching the videos a bit. And then next Wednesday, I will show you how to create the image grid, create supercut videos and a collage. And then you will have another week to only work on the visual part. Of course, the two parts are connected. So it's quite often like when you start visualizing things, you might want to also sometimes happen that you find something that makes you want to change your question or your approach because you find something interesting or counterintuitive. But in this case, we keep them separate just to give you more time to get familiar with the tools to collect data, and then get later on familiar with the tools to visualize the data. But you're in the slide deck, you have everything already. So also the content for workshop 2 are present there. I might add some things in this week regarding, maybe some examples on how to create a collage, but it's not really technical. It's, you know how to do a collage. It's more about the approach and the mindset and how to figure out to make it an analytical or a method to analyze a collection of images, which we don't have yet figured out as a collective. So we are researching these things and trying different ways to do it. So you're more than welcome if you have already clear what you want to do, what you want to explore, collect the data and go on and do the image grid and some drafts of the Supercat videos, and then we can discuss next week and spend some time for feedback. And I will go group by group or individual by individual if you decide to work alone, and have a feedback session with you and to move on together. So the talking next week will be less on my part and more on yours. I'm sorry, and I'm grateful because I don't like very to talk online. Oh wait, Thursday, right?
Yeah, so Thursday, the tech support session with Carlo, which is like the main place where we after the technical process, that's online. And then on Tuesday, the feedback session is hybrid. So for the people that are in Amsterdam, it's in person unless you really can't join. And for the international students, there will be a hybrid or like an online option.
Yeah. And I will maybe add some links to current projects that use TikTok as a platform for research, because I have some colleagues that work, for example, so how to use TikTok to look at what's happening in Ukraine now. So how TikTok can be used for doing research on completely different topics than what we are doing now. Which I think might be interesting to give you some more context on, okay, we are not doing this as an exercise because TikTok is fun and new, but people are actually using TikTok for a lot of things, and it's becoming more and more present. Also as a source for information, it's not only a cultural platform, but in many cases it's a competitor of Twitter, like journalism and so on. So, but I will add to it next days.
All right, then that's it. Thank you very much, Carlo. Thank you all for being here. So now it's really just a time to play around with the tools, explore the videos, and try and find some interesting question, some interesting topic to explore deeper. Again, try it for yourself and reach out if you have any questions or any issues. Yes.
We have 2 hours between watching the videos and downloading the data, right?
Yeah, so it's a bit scary, but yeah, so yes, I think now you can watch the videos anytime using the link, this link, TikTok URL. It will stay forever. Well, not forever, but it will expire. So you can watch the videos anytime here. This will expire in 2 hours. This is the thumbnail and the video URL, which is this long URL that allows you to download. Well, so that it's already gone. But that you would only need the video URL just to download the video to your desktop, but you can do that. But with next week, I will show you an online tool for video editing that also allows you to import video with this URL, the TikTok URL. So you don't have to download materials on your desktop, which is heavy and a bit of a burden, but you can only use this URL and create your supercut just with links. So you don't have to, but this thumbnail, if you want to do an image grid, I will download them within 2 hours from Forecat. So from here. And doesn't take too too much. If you So the game here is to do, you can do the same the data set again and again a few times because you want to, adjust maybe the keyword or collect more videos. Doesn't take too much. You can do that in 15 minutes max.
Any more questions? No. All right. Thank you for joining. Have fun. See you.